Hi everyone, this is EllenBee, and I'm making this video today in response to a few requests I had about how I made the binding. Well, as I was preparing for this tutorial, I realized that I don't know what I did exactly. To be honest with you, I just fudged it. I was truly inspired by Ellen, and she didn't really talk about how she did her binding or anything, so I just had a desire to make this really bad, and so I just didn't really analyze it, didn't plan it, just went with the flow. And so it was actually a comedy of errors. And so if anything, this will be a tutorial on how not to make a binding. Maybe along the way I'll figure out the right way, but so I hope you'll accept my apologies and disclaimer here from the get-go, because it really is not perfect, and we'll just hope for the best. I'll just, the best I can do is show you the process I went through, and maybe explain the mindset I was in or something. But first, let me show you here. If I can get this, you can see, if you can see right here, you can see what I'm talking about. It is not right, okay? And this side, it's not even. I ran into difficulties the whole way. But nonetheless, with all that said, I'm going to do my best to show you how I did it, okay? So first of all, obviously what you're going to need is, this stack of paper, the timeless stack. And why I'm showing you this, even though we're just going to be talking about the binding, is because really what guided me along in this, adventure into no man's land, I had no idea what I was doing, was the stack. Because I would show you if I could, but I used the pages that I'm going to talk about. They had some pages where the covers, the back and front cover on it, were already on a page that were 4x6s, and also on those pages was, these, in these postcards, and some pages that I used that you've seen in the book like this, that they were already in 4x6 format. Okay, so obviously that's what I went by. The covers are 4x6, so I knew everything was going to be 4x6. So I kept one of these like a side, which I never ended up using, but this was like the guide I used for making the pages and the binding in a way. Okay, so that was very helpful. That's probably why I got as far as I did. Let's see, what was I going to show you in here? Oh yeah, like there's one page. I had one page left of postcards, so I can show you that at least. So the tools or materials you're going to need, other than that, are pretty simple. You're going to need your cutting board thing. You're going to need scissors. I used these mostly, I think. You're going to need your scoring tool. Well, this is my ghetto scoring tool, okay? Bone folder thing. Anyway, I do have a real one now. I should get it, but I'm just so used to that one. And you're going to need like a Sharpie to try to clean up, hide the mistakes. So, and most importantly, glue. That's what I did it with, this glue. And for some of it, I used some Mod Podge stuff. Okay, so I can't believe how many times I have tried to make this video, and I have to laugh. It's just like a joke. Okay, so I believe I started with the cover of it. I had the the cover pages, which now I don't have because they're on here now. But let's pretend this is it, okay? So I was looking at it and I was trying to think, how am I going to do this cover and everything, and I was looking for brown craft paper in my stash, which I didn't have any. And I came across this bag that I got in something that I got from somebody, an order. I think it was from, oh, I forget. I'm sorry. My brain is mush. Anyway, I was fooling around with this bag. I thought, wouldn't that be nice to be the inside of the cover? Maybe, you know, have this antique, like these antique ads or something. So I noticed that this was about the same, like that. And wow, okay, cool. So I thought, yeah, that could be the inside. So I found 2 pieces. Oh, now where are they? Of board, like some kind of little board. Like you could use cardboard. Here they are. This stuff. So I trimmed it down a little so it would go in the bag. And I put one all the way in there. Like that. Put the next one in. Maybe I didn't cut this one down yet. Oh, crap. Alright, here we go with the fudging part. Okay, so I put that one in, and I folded this over. Didn't really measure. I was, you know, in one of those moods that day that I wish I could be in more often, where I just wasn't worrying about anything. I wasn't gonna, you know, be the OCD person that I am all the time. You know, I must have had a drink or something first. I don't know, but you know, it's really this project. It was just so much fun because I didn't worry about anything. I think I just let it go, didn't overanalyze, just kind of had to slap it together attitude. So once I did that, stuck that in there, I started playing with that, and let's see, yeah, so then I worked it, you know, and there was like a little bit of a spine area where there is no board. Now I probably should have put some board there, so, you know, anyway, realized that, kind of scored it along the board inside the bag like that, which then gave me this kind of shape. That's sort of what I went by for the rest of it, okay? So, what I did then was glued the covers that I'd cut out, that were already, you know, the right size, and I glued them on the front and the back. So then I kind of worried about the fact that I hadn't glued the board inside the bag, and that it wasn't going to be very durable. So that's when I Mod Podged the inside. So then I put that all aside and thought about how am I going to do the pages. I pretty much figured that it was just a matter of getting some pages in there anyway, and then I was going to just glue, you know, paper to both sides of everything. So I went and found some brown shopping bags and, you know, kind of cut them out into what would be, you know, kind of like signatures in a way. You know, folded over would be enough area for the 4x6 and that spine area, you know. Boy, I'm so bad at explaining stuff. So, you know, and I kept using, you know, this as a guide, and so I kind of just guesstimated there and made it a little longer just in case to get started, and started stacking them up. I knew I wanted to have some pockets that in between pages that was shorter, so I figured I needed some a little narrower. So that's what I did. So then I just kind of stacked them up how I wanted, how I could picture it, because I knew it would be like this in the end, you know. So basically, at first I just thought, oh, this will be easy. You know, I'll just get all these and fold it in half like that. And instead of trying to do any Coptic stitching or anything, you know, that I never could figure out anyway, I couldn't wrap my head around that, I'm just gonna just glue it, you know, what the hell. So that's pretty much what I did. So I put these in, you know, every few pages. You know, that's all personal preference of how and where and what you think, you know, for that. So I'll just do it kind of like this. Alright, so basically, geez, this is just sloppy. So I did that, and then I realized, as most people have, I'm sure, that when you do just fold it in half like that, then the middle ones are like longer than the outside ones. So I ran into problems there, but I didn't care. I just wanted to have one just like Ellen's. So again, went back to the guide and tried to do some half-assed kind of scoring, you know, trying to make space between, so it wasn't so much like that pamphlet kind of thing. So I just eyeballed it, like, I think like this. Okay, you know, there's probably a right way to do this. I'm sure there is, and something more in line with the Laura Dennison stack the deck kind of thing, where you know, you measure by 1/8 of inches gradually, and but I didn't do that. But you know, for people that know how to do that, really didn't get their head wrapped around that, I would suggest doing that, probably. So yeah, I think the best advice I could give is, you know, to have an attitude with this, like Steffel Gal one, you know, she's like, ladies, just do it, just have fun. I love that. She's so right, because I can overanalyze, dissect, and really overthink everything. So anyway, you know, you gotta kind of go like that, you know, just keep doing this, kind of get the scoring for yourself, you know, kind of done ahead of time to make it easy. See, I'm not even using my ghetto bone thing. If you have craft paper, it'd probably be better because it won't be so wrinkly. This is a tutorial on how not to do it. How not to make a book. So anyhow, just keep plodding along here. Alright. Sorry, my husband was talking to me. But I'm not going to stop. I'm sorry. Anyway, so you get the idea, right? I hope. Boy, if I actually upload this video, it'll be a miracle. So once you got enough pages, you know, don't worry about that it's sticking out over the edges. That's a good thing, because I had to go back and trim a bunch off and everything. Okay, so then I just basically just winged it here. I just did not want to spend a lot of time on it. Oh, my glue's gonna come out. Okay. Something like that. Okay. I know this is like rough. So really, believe it or not, this is about how I did it. I did not worry about it. I just wanted to hurry up and get it done. And if you know anything about doing binding a book, which I didn't, I'm sure by now you're laughing your head off, and you can see ahead of time the problem I'm going to run into. So there was a lot of going back and trimming and gluing and using the marker to try to hide the awful sins. Which I cannot lie, this is how I did it. Okay, so let's assume that that's all the pages you were going to do. Okay, so I thought, oh, cool. Alright, I'm almost there. Is that, you know, close enough? Hell. Okay, all this was, you know, sealed up in Mod Podge. And then I just pretty much glued it right into there. You know, see that? See, and it's not perfect, and it won't be. How could it be when you do it like that? So I just tried to, you know, work it best I could. Get it in that, you know, formation was my goal. And simply glued that in there. So anyone can do this. Just let it flow. Just don't worry about being perfect. Because in the end, I was really happy with it anyway. Oh yeah, I think that, like, then I was kind of like, oh wow, yeah, there's a big gap there. So I think I just made a few more signatures and then stuck them in there, you know. Anyway, I apologize that it wasn't something more measured and accurate and all. So, and I think if I remember correctly, as I went along, after I got to the part of actually gluing the papers on both sides and coming up with a design, you know, kind of to it, I probably, you know, glued a few more in here in the middle. I may even have needed one and that I hadn't already, you know, laid in, right? And so I stuck it in like that, you know. I'm sorry I can't give you more information than that. But, so, anyway, once I did that, then I started gluing the 4x6s on each side. And, again, that was my guideline then. So, when it was all said and done, once I had all, you know, the papers in and stuff like that, and had it, like, you know, racked up as good as it could be, then I just trimmed, you know, it down to the covers, and where it didn't seem right, I put more glue, page by page. You know, like here where there's, that didn't get glued all the way, you know, I added more glue and, you know, kind of like, you know, creased it better, glued it better. And then once you have the paper in there too, you know, you have a better guide. Trimmed the pages as I went along, and that's about it. That's about all I can tell you. So I say, you know, just live a little, throw caution to the wind. You'd be surprised with what you can come up with in the end. Okay, so Claudia, I hope you get something out of this, and everybody else who wanted the tutorial also. It really is nothing to it. So give it a go, and I'd love to see what you guys come up with too. All right, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.